James 4:7 says this, submit to God, resist the devil, stand against the devil, and he will flee from you. How do we stand against the devil? How do we resist him? The starting point is submit to God. Power flows where submission begins, and in particular, submission to the lordship of Yeshua the Messiah. One of the most powerful weapons in your arsenal against the enemy is the very name of Yeshua. Now, I'm not talking about using his name like it's a magic word or a lucky charm. The power of his name isn't in the syllables themselves. It's in the authority behind it. Philippians 2 says that his name is above every name, that at the name of Yeshua, every knee will bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth. His name carries the authority of heaven itself. But here's the key. You can't use his name with spiritual authority if you yourself haven't come under the lordship of his authority. In Acts 19, we have a story that plainly declares the emptiness, the foolishness of trying to use the authority of Yeshua's name if you yourself aren't submitted to his authority. In Acts 19, the 7 sons of Sceva had observed Paul casting out demons in the name of Yeshua, and they thought, hey, I'd like to give that a shot. And so they said, in the name of Yeshua, who Paul preaches, I command you to come out. The demon's response, he says, I know Yeshua, I know who Paul is, but who are you? And then the demon overpowered these 7 men, leaving them bruised and humiliated, right? Because they tried to invoke the authority of Yeshua without submitting to the lordship of his authority. The name of Yeshua is powerful, but only when it's spoken by someone who's fully surrendered to him. It's not enough to say the words. You have to live in alignment with his authority. But when you submit your life to his rule, his name becomes a weapon that sends the enemy running. Listen, life can be messy sometimes, and spiritual warfare is real. There are moments when the enemy seems to have the upper hand, when temptation feels overwhelming, or when challenges press down so hard it's hard to breathe. And maybe you've tried resisting and you've prayed and you've cried out, but nothing seems to change. Why? Could it be there are areas in your life, those hidden corners where you've kept the door closed to his authority, his lordship? Because that's where the trouble starts. See, Yeshua gives us the tools to win the fight, the power of his name, the promises of his word, the covering of his blood. But the key to unlocking these tools is surrender, real surrender. Not the halfway kind where we say, Yeshua, take it all, when we hold on to the areas we want to stay in charge. I mean, we've all done it. There are those areas that leave us vulnerable. The reality is the enemy knows exactly where we've left ourselves exposed, and that's where he attacks. So submit to God every part. Yeshua, be the Lord of all the kingdoms of my heart. Surrender and stay surrendered. And ask yourself, where have I been holding back from his lordship? Pray about that. Surrender it. And if there's any area in your life you're holding back from Yeshua, that becomes the weak spot the enemy can exploit. Surrender every corner of your heart to him. And then when you face the enemy, stand firm in the name of Yeshua, knowing you are fully under his authority. The authority of his name isn't about how strong you feel or about how loud you pray. It's about your trust, your confidence in him, that he is who he says he is. When you declare, in the name of Yeshua, Satan, you must go. I resist you. You're not hoping the devil will back down. You're standing on the unshakable truth that he must flee. Submit to God. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Resist the devil. Stand against the devil, and he must flee.